David Jones was born in the country of Wales. He responded to the call for missions at the age of 21 when his pastor, after a night of burdened thinking on the country of Madagascar, issued a call to his class of preacher boys the next day. David Jones and his friend Thomas Bevan stood in response and said, "We will go." Only a year later, they found themselves in the mysterious country of Madagascar. Their strategy was the teaching of young natives to read English and to write. However, trouble was soon to come. Within just a few months, David Jones' wife and only child died. And then, his co-worker Thomas Bevans, his wife, and their new child also died, all suspected of poisoning. Though racked by intense fever and overcome with grief, David Jones pressed on. Accompanied by James Hastie, a British diplomat, he pressed on towards the interior of the island, determined to reach those people with the gospel. During their long and difficult journey, no doubt James and Hastie saw much of the unique plant and animal life of the island. In 1820, they received a royal welcome in Antananarivo, Madagascar's capital. They were greeted there by King Radama I, who was open to the spread of the gospel and the advancement of Western ideas. David Griffiths, also a Welshman, joined Jones in Madagascar. Through their combined efforts, they established schools, planted churches, and saw hundreds of Malagasy come to Christ. Their most important effort during this time was the translation of the scriptures into the Malagasy tongue, a project which they completed in 1826. But times were changing. Radama's successor, Queen Ranavalona, hated Christians and was eager to stamp them out. She called a great kabari, an assembly in which she issued an edict, the persecution of the church. Christians were hunted down, captured, tortured, beaten, and martyred. Rasalama, a young girl, was the first Malagasy martyr. At her death, she declared, "The gods of our ancestors are no gods at all. I will not worship them, nor will I give up true worship of Jehovah." Yet it was the death of these martyrs that built up the church in Madagascar. But much time has passed since then.
But how shall they hear? What how shall they hear? How shall they believe? Shall they believe unless I go? Unless I tell them? How shall they believe?
The Bible tells us to go into all the world and preach the gospel. Yet so little is being done to reach the needy people of Madagascar. Millions of Malagasy are destitute not only of material provisions, but also of the blessings of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Christ has given us His promise. Although shackled in the fetters of sin, there is hope for the Malagasy if we will only respond to the call.